Keir Starmer is on a warpath to destroy British pubs. We heard what he was going to do with banning outside smoking. That could affect pubs, but his next plan could actually see the end of pubs as he looks to try stop quote-unquote harmful drinking. In today's video, we will discuss this in detail whilst going over all of the latest news from up and down the country. But first, hit the like and subscribe button and join our fast-growing community. Pubs could be forced to call last orders early under new measures to target harmful drinking. Public Health Minister Andrew Gwynn said the government is considering tightening up the hours of operation of bars and pubs as part of an attempt to improve health and combat antisocial behaviour. But Mr Gwynn insisted Labour is not the fun police, nor super nanny, instead saying the measures would be driven by both moral and economic arguments. Speaking at the Labour Party conference in Liverpool, Mr Gwynn said, "These are discussions that we have got to have, even if it's just about tightening up on some of the hours of operation, particularly where there are concerns that people are drinking too much." Starmer has set up a health mission board, chaired by Health Secretary Wes Streeting, which sees ministers from across government asked to consider the health benefits and risks of all their policies. Mr Gwynn told the Labour conference the mission board is working on a 5-point plan looking at smoking, obesity, alcohol, inactivity and clean air ahead of the spending review. According to The Telegraph, he said, "Alcohol harm is one of the key areas, the availability of alcohol, the harms that over-drinking does, domestic violence, the licensing laws." He told delegates that a clampdown on operating hours could help to tackle crime as well as improving health. "This would be the final nail in the coffin for our pubs and bars. This is a disgrace, and people should be able to choose what they want to do and not have the Labour government ruin everything in this country. What are your thoughts on this proposed plan? Let me know in the comments." A woman who brutally murdered a grandmother is living as a trans man in a women-only jail. Nicole Early was jailed in 2010 for the brutal murder of pensioner Anne Gray in her home in Crosshill, Fife, in November 2008. Now, a source has said Early is living as a man and is identifying by using the name Kobe. Early was recently accused of grabbing a female officer by the hair and punching her in the face, and has been convicted of multiple crimes while inside. It comes as the Scottish Prison Service, SPS, is under pressure due to the gender concerns relating to male-to-female trans prisoners like Isla Bryson and Tiffany Scott in recent months. A source told the Daily Record, "This case is extraordinary because we have a very violent woman who now identifies as a man. The SPS is in a quandary as to where to house him, as there would be clear risks in putting such a person straight into the male prison estate. The situation now is that Early is in the admissions hall, which is very unusual, and there have been multiple instances of him being accused of harassing and intimidating women who have been newly admitted to HMP Stirling. Early was also very recently accused of attacking an officer who found him in a restricted area and ordered him to come out. The officer said he grabbed her hair and punched her and left her very shaken." The source continued, "Early's case is very different to that of Isla Bryson and others who were seen as chancers who sought to improve their jail experience by changing gender. Staff have felt he has genuinely felt himself to be male and has been identifying as such for several years, before the latest trans stuff became global news. The problem is that the SPS does not have accommodation that would tick all the boxes for such a difficult prisoner. Early killed family friend Anne Gray in her own home in Methill, Fife in 2008 after a row over £5 and cigarettes. The 63-year-old died as a result of a head injury after she was knocked to the ground and repeatedly stamped on. The grandmother also suffered a fractured jaw and broken cheekbone, along with a fractured bone in her upper neck. Early, of Methill, Fife, was jailed for life in 2010 and was ordered to serve a minimum of 14 years in prison. In 2013, Early was given an additional 18-month sentence after she sent letters from her cell covered in blood and scrawled with swastikas. She threatened to kill and cannibalize a local solicitor and send his face to a mask factory, adding that Sheriff Robertson could join him. A section of the letters read, "Do you have fears of getting tortured or having your family members taken away? That's what will happen. Are you a fan of Hannibal? I will rip you apart and eat you." She also praised serial killer and cult leader Charles Manson and called Norwegian mass murderer Anders Breivik a legend. A charity honouring Captain Sir Tom Moore has seen its income plummet by over £1 million over the course of 3 years. The Captain Tom Foundation was set up by his family following the death of the veteran, who walked up and down his garden to raise money for the NHS during the pandemic. It was established to support causes close to Captain Sir Tom's heart. 3 years ago, following its establishment, the charity had a whopping £1.1 million in income. However, in 2023, the Foundation's spending dropped by more than half over the same period to £158,840, a newly released annual return has revealed. Moore shot to national fame when he raised almost £33 million for NHS charities during the first wave of the coronavirus pandemic by walking laps of his garden in the run-up to his 100th birthday. He was later knighted by the Queen before he died from COVID-19 in February 2021. Just a year after his death, the Charity Commission announced that it would be launching a review into the foundation amid concerns that his family were profiting from his name and taking money intended for charity. It was revealed that thousands of pounds had been given to companies run by his daughter, Hannah Ingram Moore, and her husband. In October 2023, she admitted that she had kept £800,000 from the profits made from 3 books penned by her late father. During an interview, Ingram Moore said her father wanted the family to keep profits from his 3 books, Captain Tom's Life Lessons, 100 Steps, and his autobiography, Tomorrow Will Be a Good Day. However, the prologue of his autobiography suggested that the proceeds from book sales would go to charity. Lastly, a 99-year-old veteran actress is prepared to chain herself to the ground of the All England Club in protest over their plans to expand Wimbledon. The Wimbledon Park Golf Club was sold to the All England Club 5 years ago, with plans for the 23-acre site to be redeveloped for new tennis courts. But the expansion plans have been met with pushback from local residents who fear 10 years of disruption. The All England Club want a new 8,000-seat show court to go along with 38 other grass courts. The proposals would allow qualifying to take place at the All England Club as opposed to the Sports Centre at Roehampton. The size of the development stretches over borders of both Merton and Wandsworth councils, and they've been unable to agree on the proposals. Merton gave their approval to the plans, but Wandsworth rejected the scheme last November. There is concern that development will cause irreparable harm to protected metropolitan open land. What are your thoughts on what we discussed in today's video? Let me know down in the comments section below. If you've not yet already, make sure you do drop a like on this video and subscribe to the channel for more British content. Thank you. Take care. Goodbye.